Republicans. Welcome to my membership recruitment training. And then, do you want me to read this?
Up to you. However you want to go do it.
Okay. Welcome to the California Young Republicans membership recruitment training. In this session, we'll delve into various aspects crucial for building a strong and vibrant membership base. From chartering new chapters to nurturing partnerships with other organizations, we'll cover everything you need to know to effectively recruit and maintain members. Where's Carly?
We've got a call scheduled tomorrow, so but
Oh, okay.
you're good to
Wonderful.
go.
Okay, so in the first part of this, we'll talk about chartering new chapters. The first thing is establishing new chapters is the cornerstone of expanding the reach and influence of the California Young Republicans. Here are the key steps to chartering a new chapter. One, identify potential locations. Research areas with significant young Republican presence or where there's a need for political engagement among youth. And you can use GOP Data Center or any interns or people in your club that have access to information like how many Republicans under the age of 40 are registered in a certain area. And high density areas is where we should focus on chartering new clubs. The next one is recruit founding members. So reach out to the enthusiastic individuals who are willing to take on leadership roles in the new chapter. So that will probably be the first people who show interest in this new chapter. You know, they're the first people that you'll probably make contact with when you are chartering a new club. And, sometimes that happens when people are reaching out directly to us, to membership, looking for a club in their area. And if there's not one there, then normally that person would be a founding member. And they might also have other friends who'd like to be involved in YRs, who are enthusiastic that they work well together with. And those would be the founding members. Number three, fulfill requirements. So you have to follow the guidelines provided by CYRF organization for charting a new chapter. That includes paperwork, dues, and bylaws. And we have a great support system here with CYRF. We have an amazing secretary that you can go to for all of the necessary paperwork. Also, finance is a really big help as well. And then you also need to provide support. So we need to support our new incoming clubs. We have to offer guidance to them and support the new chapter during the initial stages of establishment. That includes training for officers, assistance with event planning, also assistance with the paperwork as well, also finding a bank account and all the necessary things that goes into starting a new club, just as well as like emotional and moral support too. Next slide. Membership roster management. Next slide.
Is it not on the membership roster management one?
Well, it was stuck on like just one, that circle, but now it's on to the next one. Maybe it's my internet connection.
It could be mine too, so you're good.
Okay. So, maintaining an accurate and up-to-date membership roster is essential for effective communication and organizational management. Here's how to manage your membership roster effectively. Utilize membership management software. Invest in reliable membership management system to streamline the process of tracking memberships, dues, and member information. So for one of the clubs that I am chair of, we use Nation Builder, and it does have a cost to it, about $167 a month, but it keeps track of all of our members. It shows when they're going onto our website, what events they're RSVPing to, which ones they're attending. There's an automatic renewal for their dues, which really helps. And it even shows who's opening the emails from us and who is communicating more than anybody else. So it's a really great place to house all of the information. I know with my local chapter in Orange County, I think we're just using Google Sheets and Google Docs, which is working for us, but we could probably have something a little bit more sophisticated when we can work that into our budget. Also, utilize membership. Oh, I'm sorry, I just did that one. Regular updates. Encourage members to update their contact information and preferences regularly to ensure your roster remains current. So, a lot of people use their work email, and that's changing all the time. So, we constantly have to get things updated, or emails could be missed. The worst thing is to be sending out a whole bunch of emails and it going to a spam folder or undeliverable. We want to make sure that we have all of the right information, even phone numbers too, if we need to get a hold of members. Sometimes sending a text message about like a special event that we're only inviting certain members to. It's good to have that information just as well as other things you might need with these members, like getting in contact with an elected, or getting in contact with other volunteers. So we want to have the most current information. Oh, and birth date too, because once you hit 41, you're off the roster, at least for regular members. So we want to keep birthdays current just so we make sure that we have members who are voting within that age range actually voting, and not anybody whose birthday has lapsed. We also want to do segmentation. So group members based on demographics, interests, participation levels to tailor communication and engagement efforts. So I think we should have different groups for girl only events. Also for people who are participating a lot, when we have an elected or somebody invite us to something special and donate a table to us, and we maybe only have 10 or 12 seats available, we want to invite the members who are participating the most, who are really engaging. And if we have software that's keeping track of who's coming, and we're able to group these people and to say these are our top our top engaging members, like we want to do something special for them when the time comes around, then you have that. Or we can group them also in like Hispanic or Asian categories when we're trying to do a Hispanic outreach and we need people who speak Spanish. We're going to have a category for people who speak Spanish, or any other language or whatever it would be. It also helps too, even if we have log cabin in a different category as well. That way we can invite people in log cabin to different events that we have that we're pairing up with. So it's really good to have people's interests also in our database. Data security, that is the big one. We have to prioritize the security of our members' data and adhere to data protection regulations to safeguard sensitive information. Like I said, we have their interest and who they are segmented, but we also have their birthday, these people's home address, phone number, work information. I know right now with my local club, we are going through a little bit of a breach. Not anything that has to do with what we did, but just with the platform that we're using. And so it is important to have good data security and possibly even data insurance. I know at my work, we have the insurance for cyber hacking, and unfortunately, we did have to use it because one of our third party administrators was hacked, and therefore they got our clients' information. So it was really good to have that. Although I would say don't ever pay a hacker, because you never know, they can still use that information however they please if you pay them off, or whatever. But it is important to keep that information private. So I would say limit the access to the data to whoever really needs it. I would say give your membership director access to your membership database, but I wouldn't be giving it to everybody. Maybe communications would need access to that. But other than that, I would try to keep it as private as possible. And that's it for membership roster management. So now we're into recruitment and renewals. And next slide.
Sorry, I think there's a delay.
Oh, okay. Am I going too fast?
No, you're good. You're good. It's it should be popped up for the info on
Yeah,
renewals.
got it. Oh, that's such a great picture. Okay, so recruiting new members and retaining existing ones are an ongoing process that requires strategic planning and execution. Here are some tactics for successful recruitment and renewals. One, targeted outreach. Identify potential members through demographic research and targeted outreach efforts, including social media campaigns, community events, and campus activities. So, anywhere you can think about finding new young Republicans, I would make an effort to get anywhere out in your community. Partnering with the city, going to your local church, if you're a member of any country clubs, I would try that. Even sports clubs. I know here in Southern California, we have Beach City Sports. That's a good place to find young Republicans. Also, other reciprocal clubs too, like Lincoln Club and New Majority, as well as your local Central Committee. Those are great places. Also, some turning point events, and I like to keep the college separate because college Republicans really likes to keep their members. But there are college age people who don't go to college, or maybe they're just not into their local college Republicans, and we could also target those members as well. Um, a big deal is highlighting the benefits. So you could emphasize the benefits of membership, such as networking opportunities, professional development, advocacy initiatives to attract new members and encourage renewals. So every time I do, when I was membership director for Orange County, I would send out emails and highlight all the benefits of being part of our club and let them know these are all the things that you have access to. And you'll still have access to those things going forward if you continue your membership. But also, you will get this, and this because every year we're always adding on new benefits. Our clubs are getting bigger and stronger. So there's always more incentive every year to renew a membership. But something that I think is great to bring them on is just having the opportunity to be face to face with candidates and electeds, being able to, have your voice be heard. Also, the networking opportunity of being around like minded individuals. It could also open a lot of doors for potential job opportunities because we do have a job board with the Young Republicans. Also just lifelong friends. And you never know where one relationship might take you. And so there's a lot of benefits to being part of the Young Republicans. And if you can highlight that to people and maybe even tailor it to a way where, they're interested in a certain sort of thing, like maybe it's a girl who's looking for, other conservative girls because she's not in the club scene anymore. And so you can say, hey, we've got a lot of conservative girlies in our group that I think you might really like, you might hit it off with. Like that might be something to entice a new member. Or, say there's somebody that you meet in your community who is passionate about a certain issue and maybe taxes, and you're having the tax assessor for your county come and speak at your meeting. That's a good way to, bring that person in. But you can tailor it really to, wherever you meet this person and, however you know them. And I'm sure you'll know what to do and what would attract them. But there's a lot of things that attract people in general. Also, engagement events. This is probably one of my favorite ones. You can host engaging events like mixers, panel discussions, and volunteer opportunities to provide perspective and current members with a taste of benefit of membership. So our club in Orange County does a lot of volunteering, and also California as well. We just had our big volunteer weekend, which I thought was amazing. A lot of people have a heart to serve, especially conservative Republicans. And so I think giving members an opportunity to give back to charity with a hands on experience would be great. One of my favorites was when we did a food bank at Friends Church, and we had different families coming in through the basement of this church, not a scary basement, a well lit one. And we were giving tons of food to these people. Families would come in with a basket and wheel it around, and we had different stations where we're giving them produce, dairy, meat, water, all kinds of different things, and just to really see like what food you're giving somebody, seeing that it's nutritious, it's good quality, and actually meeting the people who will be benefiting from it is really rewarding. And for people on the coast, we also do a beach cleanup that is really popular. You can't imagine how much trash ends up on our beaches. And if you care about marine life or even just having a really nice place to be on the beach, then a beach cleanup is such a great thing to do. It's like laundry. It's just always accumulating and it never gets done. So that's a really good opportunity for people to get involved. It's easy. And, after a volunteer opportunity, you can go and have like lunch and drinks together or dinner and drinks, depending on what time it is. And also, panel discussions are really good. You could have a hot topic that really, engages a lot of people. And I think a panel discussion will bring people in. You could have, like a big name up there along with young Republicans discussing current events or hot topics. So I think that's a great one as well. But even down to like the venue, if you have a hot venue, that will bring people in. Or if you have a great speaker who is coming to your event, people will come for different names of speakers as well. Also, personalized communication. So, tailor your communication to individual members, addressing their interests and concerns and offering personalized incentives for renewals. So, that will go back to the categorization. A really fun event that Ariana and I went to was an event we hosted with the California Cute Conservatives. And it's an all girls group. So that's something where we went into our roster and we communicated with just the girls to come to this event. And since these girls were interested in girl events, everybody was really excited. We had a huge turnout. There was an overflow of girls that showed up. We weren't even expecting it to be this big of a deal, but we did have that personalization in this event. And so that really brought a lot of people who brought their friends. And now we have new members because of something like that. So I also think too, when you're communicating with emails, make it personal as much as you can. We have a lot of things that are automated, but there's really something to having an email that has your name at the top, not automatically populated, but you're writing an email. And something we do in our club is if somebody knows somebody who this email is going out to, we'll say, hey, send the email from your email address. That way, it really is personable. So if I know somebody in our lineup of people we're trying to communicate to, I'll pick out the people that I know so I can say, hey, it's me. I'm your friend. I know you. I'm writing your name. I'm telling you about this event because I know you will like it and I want to see you there. So if you keep it personal, then that will really draw people in. I also think it helps to send a personal text message as well. When you get a text message, it's not like any old email. Like that is very personally tailored just to them. So I think that is a really good strategy for recruitment and renewal as well. And even a phone call, I'm not really a text or email person. I'm more of a verbal. I want to talk to you on the phone. If I get a text message, I might see it and ignore it, or I might see it, mean to text back and never do it. But if I get a phone call, I will pick up the phone. And if someone says, hey, I want to see you at this event, or I want you to come check out this club, I'm more apt to respond to something like that. Not everybody wants to get a phone call, I know, but that's where you're tailoring it to who you're targeting.
Did it update to partnering organizations?
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so building strategic partnerships with other organizations can amplify the impact of your recruitment efforts. So that's kind of what I was talking about with the last slide, where I mentioned Ariana and I went to that cute Conservatives group. There's a picture here on this slide of the cute Conservatives. You can see it's really girly and chic and artsy, and girls love stuff like that. This, you can tell in this picture, is tailored to girls of the younger age group. And so that the cute Conservatives is such a great group. So you want to identify shared goals. So with the different organizations, we as young Republicans pretty much have the same goals in mind and the same values. We want to get to the same place. So we're looking for groups like Lincoln Club. So that's a PAC, as well as New Majority. We're looking at other local clubs. One of them that we partner with Orange County every year is the Greater Irvine Republicans. And that really amplifies the amount of people we can get into our group, as well as money saving costs. So the Greater Irvine Republicans would like to, market to our group. So they have the future young Republicans coming into their group as we're aging out of YRs. But then YRs want to market themselves to Greater Irvine Republicans because we need associate members and we need money. And they have the money because they're older Republicans. But it just broadens our reach because there could be some young Republicans that don't really know about us, but they are in Irvine and they've only heard of the Greater Irvine Republicans. So if you can find other Republican organizations, also, a good one is the women's organizations. Here we have Newport Harbor, we have South County Republican Women Federated. So all of the federated groups are great ones to partner with as well. I know some of the federated groups want to do a speaker series where they have young Republicans come speak to the older groups of ladies there, which is great for fundraising efforts. Those ladies have a lot of money and people love supporting young Republicans. If you put the word young in front of anything, you are at a huge advantage of getting people to want to help you, donate to you, support you in any way they can. So I think those are great groups to partner with, as well as, your turning points. Sometimes the college groups, not all the time. Um, but it's just great to have that community support and know that there are other groups. You can learn from them. They can learn from you. It's just really good to partner with other organizations. You can do collaborative events. Like I mentioned, that annual one we do with Irvine every year. It's one of our most attended events. And also, we pick out everything we want as far as food, decor, timing, venue, and they pay for it. It's a win-win. And then also cross promotion. So we can cross promote others' initiatives through social media, newsletters, other communication channels to reach a wider audience. So in our newsletter, we like to promote different events that are going on in the community, and not just with Republican clubs, but even with other charitable organizations or city events going on. So I am chair of a group called the Elite OC, and we are a young professionals networking group that gives back to a new charity every month. So those are some things in common. We're young professionals, we have a heart to serve, and we also have events. And so the YRs will promote the Elite OC events on their newsletters. We can't do it the other way just because a lot of charities can't promote politics, but we can promote charities, which is great. Um, I also see Central Committee sharing everybody's events as well. So I would always send your flyers into your Central Committee groups, or other Republican organizations on their newsletters can share your events as well. So it's just great to help each other out. And then if everybody is hearing about these events and going to them, you get a lot of cross promotion. And if you're at an event that another organization is promoting, then you can go to that event and start recruiting because you know there's some common interest there. So cross promotion is great. It kind of seems like all the groups that I'm with now have so much crossover because of that cross promotion. And it's not just my plan to take over every group with young Republicans. It just kind of happens that way because the YRs are out there. They like to give back, they like to serve, and they're social. And so now we have young Republicans serving on all different kinds of boards across the community. And I think that just makes us even stronger because we are out there and we're doing things. Mutual benefits, ensure that partnerships are mutually beneficial. Of course, you want to offer value to these other groups, but you want these other groups to offer value to you. We don't want to waste your time and resources, but I think that everybody is a pretty good judge on how things would be mutually beneficial for each other. Okay. Uh, my closing thoughts. So I have some closing thoughts aside from what I'm saying here, how effective membership recruitment and retention are vital for the growth and success of California Young Republicans. But something I want you guys to take away from this mostly is this is your future. Your club is your future, and you need to invest in it like it is your future. When you're out there recruiting people, you might not know the type of impact that you'll have on somebody. You could recruit somebody whose very first interaction with politics is with you. And you never know, you could be recruiting our next governor, our next secretary of state, our next vice president. You never know. But the more people that you touch and get involved in politics, that's beneficial for you. You are opening doors for yourself, you're forging new relationships, you're getting more support. And there's nothing more important than the future of this nation. And there's so many people in California that there is no excuse for us to be sitting back and not recruiting as many people as we can. There's really no excuse for California to be a Democratic state if all of us young Republicans got out there and recruited 5 or 10 people and that trickled down. We could have every single registered young Republican and part of our club, and that would change the trajectory of the entire country. California is so important, not only to the United States, but the entire world. We're the fifth largest economy in the world. And you and I have the power to change things. We just have to get out there and do it, and it'll benefit all of us. So I encourage you anywhere you go. I know I've said this before, but even go as far as if you are in a bathroom at a restaurant, you get up to wash your hands or pee or whatever, and you see someone even in the bathroom. Hey, you look young. You look like a Republican. Here's my card. Do you want to join my group? If you're sitting at church or, greeting at church and you see anybody walking by who remotely looks young at all, if they're at a church, chances are they're conservative. Reach out to them. You can't be shy. You might think, oh, people are going to think that I'm this strange person approaching them. Most people are not thinking that. A lot of people are very shy and they wouldn't, approach you, but they wouldn't mind being approached. Just throw it out there. You never know. And the more they see you at church, if you're reaching out to them, the more apt they are to receive what you want to say. If you are part of any philanthropic groups, Statistics show that Republicans give way more than Democrats. So if you're part of a charitable organization, chances are you're going to have more Republicans in that group. I would encourage you to invite people from your charitable organization to come to an event or a meeting with the Young Republicans. If you're involved in anything civic, if you're on, a committee or any sort of board through the city, I'd encourage you to invite anybody else on your commission, because if they're giving back and they're involved in the city, chances are they could be Republican and they would be interested in joining the group. And if they're older, then supporting the group. There's young Republicans everywhere. You can't be afraid to ask to reach out, to hand out your card. Like, what do you have to lose? It doesn't matter. If they're Democrat, they may or may not like you anyway. And so just be bold and go out there and recruit, train, and elect the future of our nation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kristen. What a great training.
Thanks.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording, and then we will move into Q&A.
Do we